Hello, wellness warriors. Happy Monday. I think I've skipped 2 weeks. Oh, I'm telling you. Okay. I'm trying to be more consistent with the videos and upload them every Monday like I was doing. But I'm not going to lie, pregnancy is hard. So I have my moments and I just don't get around to it. So hopefully I can keep doing every Monday, or at least every other Monday. But this too shall pass and we'll get back on it. So today's topic is healing. That's been the topic in my heart. I did a group on healing this morning, and that's been like the topic of conversation in the past couple of days for me. So I feel like in order to heal, we need to be courageous. And by courageous, I mean we need to look ourselves in the eye and we need to go, okay, I need help. That's like the first thing. And I know that can be very challenging, especially for certain populations, because they don't believe in therapy and they don't believe in seeking help because it's a sign of weakness. So we have a lot of things against us when it comes to healing. Especially for if you come from a certain culture. And by culture, I mean your household, because every household has a different culture. But many people truly wholeheartedly believe that seeking help is not okay. And so they don't want to go to therapy. They don't want to get on antidepressants when they need to. So they have there's a lot of stigma around mental health. And yes, they'll go to the doctor if, they broke a leg, but if they're they're driving themselves crazy with their anxiety or their depression is paralyzing, they will not go and seek help until shit hits the fan, and then it's very late. And even then, people will cope with many different things that are very very hurtful for them, and they end up in really hard situations. And we all cope with negative things. I mean, people don't realize this, but I was telling some clients the other day, I said, some people cope with food. And so, yeah, they were like, yeah, well, when you cope with food, people can tell. But there's other people that cope with alcohol. They cope with porn. They cope with other substances. They cope with abusive relationships or codependent relationships. And so the point is, we all need to do some healing. So I know you may not be responsible for the damage that was done to you, right? Because we're not responsible for that, but we are responsible for our own healing. And one of the worst parts of healing is that it hurts. It is uncomfortable. So people don't want to actually do the work. They don't want to go to therapy. They don't want to face their demons. They don't want to go through trauma counseling, because all of that is hard. And literally in a group today, one of my clients was like, fuck trauma therapy because it's hard. And I was like, yeah, I mean, what am I going to tell you? No, it's easy. It's hard. But if you choose to become the healer, if you choose to show up, if you choose to do the work, you are that searcher. You are that healer for yourself and the future generations to come. I want you to just pause for a second and think of that. Think of how amazing that is. Think of how magical and radical and just absolutely mind-blowing it is to be a healer, to decide to break the cycles, to put a stop to the invisible chains, to free your children and any future generations that come after you, even nephews or nieces, because a lot of people don't have children, or your own generation, and just set that free, including yourself. Having that role of the healer, the searcher, the cycle breaker, that's the most revolutionary thing you can do. And it takes a very strong person to do that, but you are that strong person. It's just a matter of deciding, I'm going to be uncomfortable in the healing process, but I'm going to do this. And that means, okay, you know what? I need to go to therapy. That means sometimes I need to go to antidepressants. I mean, my brain has been functioning on depression or anxiety for years. And the brain shrinks when there's depression in it. And after a while, it stops functioning the way it should because, again, it has been under so much pressure. Um, and so deciding to go to take the antidepressants, deciding to write a letter to someone who hurt you and you know they're not going to ask for forgiveness, but you need to let it out, so you write that letter and you send it off, or maybe you burn it or you read it to your therapist. Deciding that you need to wake up every morning and engage in gratitude and forgive, because even though forgiveness is one of the hardest things in the world, it will set you free. Forgive for yourself, not even for the other person. Making sure that you cut certain relationships out of your life. Oh my goodness, that is like a huge one. You cannot have people that are rotting, okay, and expect you to be okay and not rot with them. You have to get rid of those relationships. I have learned that there are people who are not at my level, who will never be at my level, who are, unfortunately, we were talking about this the other day. It's just, they feel so inferior that the envy they have for everybody else is consuming. And so you cannot have them in your life, period. And so you get rid of them. Because why should you drown with this person when they don't want to fix their own problems? So you are not responsible for anybody else's healing but your own. So you are responsible for yours. So you need to make sure that you do whatever needs to be done to heal yourself. So that means leaving relationships, or that means getting people out of your close circle and going, well, they can stand over there, but they sure as hell cannot be in here. And being honest with yourself, and also looking at yourself and going, okay, my relationship patterns are A, B, and C. What am I doing to attract this kind of people in my life? What am I doing to keep them around? And what do I have to do to make sure they're not in this safe space? Looking at your coping mechanisms and going, what do I need to change? Getting new effective skills. Looking at the fact that maybe you should take a walk every evening because you get home and you're very irritated and you're angry and you're yelling at your children. So go for a 20-minute walk so you can come back a little more zen. Listen to books or read books that can help you out. A lot of people tell me I don't have time to read. I'm like, download Audible. There's a lot of great books for healing and you hear them in your car. And if you do this every single day for like 10-15 minutes per day, then you're going to have that growing and that healing experience because you're choosing to put in the time for that. So it's up to you. You are the searcher. You are the healer. No one else can do it for you. No one else can. Sorry, I keep hearing my notas do something, but I don't know what she's doing. And my belly gets on the way. So, I'm out of breath, guys. I got very passionate into it. And now I'm like, whoo. The healing is up to you. You're responsible for that healing no matter how uncomfortable it gets. You have the strength to do it. You have the resilience to survive it. You have come this far. Now it's time to heal or complete the healing or keep pushing forward. Do not give up. You will thank yourself 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Your children will thank yourself. One of my clients talked about how she left an abusive relationship, and because of that, her children are safe and sound, and they've grown up, and they're not in abusive relationships. And if she wouldn't have left, her children wouldn't be in that place anymore. So it's about breaking the cycle. It's about not allowing yourself to be mistreated. It's about knowing your worth and going, I deserve better. And it's about also, like, stop the sugarcoating. A lot of women, I hear this especially with women. Remember, I work mostly with women. I hear this from my clients. Well, it's not that bad. Or they just keep excusing this behavior. And it's complete abuse. So it's about also not sugarcoating things and going, you know what? I'm done. Because I deserve better. Because I am enough. And I can do better. So remember, you're responsible for your own healing. Remember, you got this. Remember, you are worth it. And if there's someone worth fighting for, it's you. Thank you, Wellness Warriors. I am so excited to be making another video. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I feel the connection and the love in the community. We're at to 130 people, and that means the world to me, especially because I haven't posted consistently ever since I got pregnant. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you. Go and heal yourself.